After Montech's ridiculous rise in the PC case market, now they are trying to win over the fan game as well with this. The Montech Metal 120 PVM, a 9-wing, definitely not inspired design, aimed to push some real air at a substantial amount of static pressure. But let's not lose any more time and get straight into it. The Metal 120 PVM comes in a pretty regular box featuring a bit of imagery and a spec sheet, including some touchy feeling. Ooh. Inside we'll find 3 different things. The fan itself, a pair of regular fan screws and a set of radiator screws. So at this point we can already assume that Montech did anticipate these to be used on top of a radiator. And the numbers kinda prove it. Spinning at max 1950 RPM, this 120mm puppy can push up to 69 CFM at up to 2.82mm of H2O. All of this air is coming from a 9 heavily bent wing design with a see-through metal bearing shell hiding the 6-pole motor, a design approach that we have definitely not seen before. But hey, at least it looks good. The central part of the fan has the name Montech stamped in a bunch of times, and around that we have those 3 kinda lines creating a circle which looks kinda nice while it's spinning. The complete front of the fan has kind of a matte black finish to it, which also looks kinda really nice. The name metal probably stems from the metal-like looking corner that goes all around the front side of the fan, though let's not get too excited about this because it's just plastic, it just looks like metal. To power the fan, Montech did us a little treat here. Not only is the PVM cable 550mm long, which is definitely longer than the usual stuff, but we also get a little PVM splitter at the end. So you can daisy chain the crap out of those fans until your header lights on fire. As far as quality is concerned, the fan is pretty well made, robust, doesn't flex too much, and the blade portion cannot be described as cheap. Everything is sturdy and keeping up with our expectations. And on a side note, every corner of the fan has a piece of rubber sticking out for additional noise and vibration absorption. Which is a nice thing, except that one of our fans came in with a little malformation. Not that this isn't solvable by just ramming in a thin screwdriver, it's just for some reason it makes me feel horrible. I don't know. Anyway, with all of that said, let's go to the benchmarks. Letting the fan spin at 100% of their max speed, they managed to keep the CPU at 45.4 degrees C above ambient, a pretty respectable result considering they are just behind Nokia's bigger 140mm Redux fans. And compared to other standards like an Arctic P12, they managed to keep the CPU at 5 degrees C lower, and compared to a Nokia NF812X25, they were about 6 degrees C behind. And in general, they are somewhat in the center of them all. On the noise to performance side, they are pretty okay as well. Being just slightly behind the Fantex T30 in performance mode, they were able to outperform them once the fan speed dropped below 75%. Compared to Arctic's P12, they were ahead all the time, but as soon as you get to things like a Be Quiet Soundwing 4 high speed, they are a bit behind on the high end and a lot behind on the low end. But looking overall, they did manage to be placed pretty high up on the scale. So where does this leave us? Well, a pretty interesting fan. Design-wise, it's a choice you need to make, keeping in mind that the name Metal was clearly chosen in order to go a certain design pathway, and we do believe that Montech did pull off with those fans, and they are not only looking sturdy, they are also sturdy as hell, so they did quite a good job. For performance, I would say average. They are not the best fans out there, not by any stretch of the imagination, but they did pull off a respectable result. But okay, this should be it for today about the Metal 120. At this point, a huge thank you to Montech for sending them over, but if you want to keep watching, have a look at our take on the Montech Sky 1. I really enjoyed this one. On a side note, we also have channel memberships, and if you're looking for a good way to sell your soul for an RG poop emoji, that's a pretty good way to go. Additionally, you can rest assured that the income will not only keep the channel afloat, but it will also serve to take our fans out to a concert. Cause you know, they do deserve some time for themselves outside of just benchmarking all day long. Anyway, thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.